Hi everyone, it's Heidi again. If it looks like I'm not dressed up for YouTube today, it's because it's true. I don't know how people look nice with a baby sometimes. Anyway, today we are going to react to another Tim Minchin video, but this one is a little bit different. It's called 9 Life Lessons. It's the UWA address, University of Western Australia. I read the description because I didn't know how Tim Minchin had to do with this university, but it does say that he was a former UWA arts student there. So very cool. I love that the description says, described as sublimely talented, witty, smart, and unabashedly offensive. I love that so much. But he was awarded an honorary doctorate, apparently. An honorary doctorate, as far as I'm aware, is they didn't actually go to classes. It's basically given to them because of what they did in that field. Is that correct, or am I mistaken? I'm having a little bit of a day, so yeah, hopefully we can get some inspiring words from Tim Minchin. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Become a member if you want me to prioritize your comments, and let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Tim Minchin.
Mr. Tim Minchin. I don't know if this is going to be too loud. Hopefully it's a good volume. His hair is still... I'm so sorry. I love that even in this, I don't know, I'd say more professional setting, his hair is his hair still. He is unabashedly himself. What does the description say? Unabashedly offensive. Do you think that his hair offends people? I really hope not. That would be lame.
In darker days, I did a corporate gig at a conference for this big company who made and sold accounting software. In a bid, I presume, to inspire their salespeople to greater heights, they'd forked out 12 grand for an inspirational speaker who was this extreme sports guy who had had a couple of his limbs frozen off when he got stuck on a ledge on some mountain. It was weird. Software salespeople, I think, need to hear from someone who has had a long, successful and happy career in software sales, not from an overly optimistic ex-mountaineer. Some poor guy who had arrived in the morning hoping to learn more about sales techniques ended up going home worried about the blood flow to his extremities. It's not inspirational, it's confusing.
Terrifying.
And if the mountain was meant to be a symbol of life's challenges and the loss of limbs a metaphor for sacrifice, the software guy's not going to get it, is he? Because he didn't do an arts degree, did he? He should have. Arts degree.
An arts degree. Oh, an arts degree. Sorry. I thought he said an ass degree for a second. Okay. Obviously, I'm not Australian.
Degrees are awesome, and they help you find meaning where there is none. Let me assure you,
yes,
there is none. Don't go looking for it. Searching for meaning is like searching for a rhyme scheme in a cookbook. You won't find it, and it'll bugger up your souffle.
Oh my God.
If you didn't like that metaphor, you won't like the rest of it. Point being, I'm not an inspirational speaker. I've never lost a limb on a mountainside, metaphorically or otherwise, and I'm certainly not here to give career advice because, well, I've never really had what most would consider a job. However, I have had large groups of people listening to what I say for quite a few years now, and it's given me an inflated sense of self-importance. So I will now, at the ripe old age of 37.9, bestow upon you 9 life lessons. To echo, of course, the 9 lessons of carols of the traditional Christmas service, which is also pretty obscure. You might find some of this stuff inspiring, you'll definitely find some of it boring, and you'll definitely forget all of it within a week. And be warned, there will be lots of hokey similes and obscure aphorisms which start well, but end up making no sense. So listen up or you'll get lost, like a blind man clapping in a pharmacy trying to echolocate the contact lens fluid. Just looking for my old poetry teacher. Here we go.
So proud.
Ready? 1, you don't have to have a dream. Americans on talent shows always talk about their dreams. Fine, if you have something you've always wanted do, dreamed of, like in your heart, go for it. After all, it's something to do with your time, chasing a dream. And if it's a big enough one, it'll take you most of your life to achieve, so by the time you get to it and are staring into the abyss of the meaninglessness of your achievement, you'll be almost dead, so it won't matter. I never really had one of these dreams, and so I advocate passionate dedication to the pursuit of short-term goals. Be micro-ambitious.
Nice.
Put your head down and work with pride on whatever is in front of you. You never know where you might end up. Just be aware the next worthy pursuit will probably appear in your periphery, which is why you should be careful of long-term dreams. If you focus too far in front of you, you won't see the shiny thing out the corner of your eye. Right? Good. Advice, metaphor. Look at me go. 2.
I just love how, like, charmingly awkward Tim Minchin is, if that makes sense. It's just, I feel like he makes everyone else feel comfortable around him. He doesn't act like he's better than anybody. He just acts like a regular guy who is just stumbling through life like everybody else. It's beautiful. I think that that's a really interesting piece of advice because I am American and I cannot tell you how many times in schools, in church when I was growing up, in books that I've read, motivational speakers, things like that, say, you know, chase your dreams and dream big, shoot for the stars, that kind of stuff. It's very cliche, but it's definitely focused on a lot, I think, here. And it sounds like in other places too. In a way that's kind of refreshing. I feel like there are some people who have big dreams. They just have them and they go for them and it's not forced. It's something that comes naturally maybe to people. But I do think that a lot of people just want to maybe live a small, happy life. And I, of course, love the metaphor of if you have to look too far to the future, then you might miss what's right in front of you or in the corner of your eye, like he says. I think pretty often about this kind of concept that Tim Minchin actually talks about a lot. I'm learning that sometimes we get distracted or caught up on the more grandeur things that we even can't see when it comes to maybe religious beliefs or things like that, that we miss what's right here. And there is something so special about just this world, the people around us, the relationships that we have. Sometimes it is easy to feel like we haven't accomplished anything. I speaking from personal experience, or that maybe there was something greater that I could have accomplished, or some goal that I could have maybe shot for that could have taken me to a different place in life. But the only thing that does is makes me depressed about my own life and the people around me, my situation. I mean, my bathroom mirror is right here because we've been doing renovations and it's been absolutely crazy with a 16-month-old. And sometimes I just feel like my life is a little bit weird and crazy. Sometimes I forget, I don't know, everything that we've accomplished on this YouTube channel, everything that I've learned. Sometimes I forget what I learned because I'm so focused on being a mom sometimes and just trying to survive that. But I am doing my best. And that's what matters, I guess. So anyway, I just think that's really cool. Obviously, I had lots of thoughts about that. That was very fascinating and different for me to hear that perspective. So that was only number 1. Let's do number 2.
Don't seek happiness. Happiness is like an orgasm. If you think about it too much, it goes away. Keep busy and aim to make someone else happy, and you might find you get some as a side effect. We didn't evolve to be constantly content. Contented Homo erectus got eaten before passing on their genes. 3, remember, it's all luck. You are lucky to be here. You are incalculably lucky to be born and incredibly lucky to be brought up by a nice family that helped you get educated and encouraged you to go to uni. Or if you were born into a horrible family, that's unlucky and you have my sympathy, but you are still lucky. Lucky that you happen to be made of the sort of DNA that went on to make the sort of brain which, when placed in a horrible childhood environment, would make decisions that meant you ended up eventually graduating uni. Well done you for dragging yourself up by your shoelaces, but you were lucky. You didn't create the bit of you that dragged you up. They're not even your shoelaces.
Interesting.
I suppose I worked hard to achieve whatever dubious achievements I've achieved, but I didn't make the bit of me that works hard. And more than any more than I made the bit of me that ate too many burgers instead of attending lectures when I was here at UWA.
Fascinating.
Understanding that you can't truly take credit for your successes, nor truly blame others for their failures, will humble you and make you more compassionate. Empathy is intuitive, but is also something you can work on intellectually. 4.
Wow. That is so interesting. Oh my gosh, it's so funny that so much of what Tim Minchin is saying is like completely opposite of what I've heard growing up. I feel like a lot of motivational books that I've read or videos that I've watched on YouTube are like you trying to change yourself in a way. Do you think that that's why everybody loves Tim Minchin, is because he has just accepted himself and it just rolls with it instead of like trying to be something or somebody better than himself? I don't know. That is really, really interesting. And it's so funny that I know so many people personally that would totally disagree with this one because they believe in God, they believe in faith, they believe in being blessed, stuff like that. Even, I mean, some people believe in being elect, you know, which is wild. But what a different perspective, a different way of seeing things, maybe a lot less pressure on people to try and achieve something that maybe they're not like made to achieve or something. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this one, obviously, because I don't think that we should sell ourselves short, but at the same time, it's good to be realistic. But where's that balance? I don't know. Did Tim find the balance, or I don't know. What do you guys think about that one? It's really interesting, and I don't know how to feel about it. I'm going to be thinking about that one a lot, I think. Very interesting. Okay, continuing.
Exercise. I'm sorry, you pasty, pale, smoking philosophy grads, arching your eyebrows into a Cartesian curve as you watch the human movement mob winding their way through the miniature traffic cones of their existence. You are wrong and they are right. Well, you're half right. You think, therefore you are, but also you jog, therefore you sleep, therefore you're not overwhelmed by existential angst. You can't be can't, and you don't want to be. Play a sport, do yoga, pump iron, run, whatever, but take care of your body. You're going to need it. Most of you mob are going to live to nearly 100, and even the poorest of you will achieve a level of wealth that most humans throughout history could not have dreamed of. And this long, luxurious life ahead of you is going to make you depressed. But don't despair. There is an inverse correlation between depression and exercise. Do it. Run, my beautiful intellectuals, run. 5, be hard.
I love how he could have just said, exercise, take care of your body so that you're happier and more successful, but he really embellished it. That was so funny. Oh my gosh. His decisions on words and the way he says things has never ceased to amaze me. It catches you so off guard. He can make just the simplest concepts sound like something new. I don't know even how to explain it because I am not good with words like he is. But this is so interesting, so interesting.
On your opinions. A famous bon mot asserts that opinions are like assholes. In that
I'm going to go back
has
just a tiny bit.
5, be hard on your opinions. A famous bon mot asserts that opinions are like assholes, in that everyone has one. There is great wisdom in this, but I would add that opinions differ significantly from assholes, and that yours should be constantly and thoroughly examined.
I love how this guy's like so inappropriate.
I used to do exams in here. It's revenge.
Oh, that's good. But that is very good advice.
Critically and not just about the ideas of others. Be hard on your beliefs. Take them out onto the veranda and hit them with a cricket bat. Be intellectually rigorous. Identify your biases, your prejudices, your privileges. Most of society's arguments are kept alive by a failure to acknowledge nuance. We tend to generate false dichotomies and then try to argue one point using 2 entirely different sets of assumptions, like 2 tennis players trying to win a match by hitting beautifully executed shots from either end of separate tennis courts. By the way, while I have science and arts graduates in front of me, please don't make the mistake of thinking the arts and sciences are at odds with one another. That is a recent, stupid, and damaging idea. You don't have to be unscientific to make beautiful art, to write beautiful things. If you need proof, Twain, Douglas Adams, Vonnegut, McEwen, Sagan, Shakespeare, Dickens, for a start. You don't need to be superstitious to be a poet. You don't need to hate GM technology to care about the beauty of the planet. You don't have to claim a soul to promote compassion. Science is not a body of knowledge nor a belief system. It is just a term which describes humankind's incremental acquisition of understanding through observation. Science is awesome. The arts and sciences need to work together to improve how knowledge is communicated. The idea that many Australians, including our new PM and my distant cousin Nick Minchin, believe that the science of anthropogenic global warming is controversial is a powerful indicator of the extent of our failure to communicate. The fact that 30% of the people in this room just bristled is further evidence still. The fact that that bristling is more to do with politics than science is even more despairing.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
6. Be a teacher, please.
Anyway.
Please be a teacher. Teachers are the most admirable and important people in the world. You don't have to do it forever, but if you're in doubt about what to do, be an amazing teacher. Just for your 20s, be a teacher. Be a primary school teacher, especially if you're a bloke. We need male primary school teachers. Even if you're not a teacher, be a teacher. Share your ideas. Don't take for granted your education. Rejoice in what you learn and spray it.
I love that. I do wonder how, because I know that here in the United States, we do be struggling with paying our teachers well. I think that has really discouraged people from becoming teachers, at least like school teachers, but it really is an important job. It is so sad that people are kind of turning away from it because they are just not treated well. It's really unfortunate. So I don't know. Do you guys know if Australia also struggles with that? I wonder if he's saying this because people are being more hesitant to become teachers. Maybe he sees it as kind of like a service. Like, I know that we don't get paid much for it, but let's all kind of take our turn and try. I don't know. But that is very sad to me. And it definitely makes me not want to be a teacher, even though I went to school for English. Obviously, pay wasn't really in my mind anyway. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue though.
7. Define yourself by what you love. I found myself doing this thing a bit recently where if someone asks me what sort of music I like, I say, well, I don't listen to the radio because pop song lyrics annoy me. Or if someone asks me what food I like, I say, I think truffle oil is overused and slightly obnoxious. And I see it all the time online, people whose idea of being part of a subculture is to hate Coldplay or football or feminists or the Liberal Party. We have a tendency to define ourselves in opposition to stuff. As a comedian, I make my living out of it. But try to also express your passion for things you love. Yeah. Be demonstrative and generous in your praise of those you admire. Send thank you cards and give standing ovations. Be pro stuff, not just anti stuff.
Yay.
8. Respect people with less power than you. I have in the past made important decisions about people I work with, agents and producers, big decisions based largely on how they treat the wait staff in the restaurants we're having the meeting in. I don't care if you're the most powerful cat in the room. I will judge you on how you treat the least powerful. So there.
That's
9,
lovely.
Finally, don't rush. You don't need to already know what you're going to do with the rest of your life. I'm not saying sit around smoking cones all day, but also don't panic. Most people I know who were sure of their career path at 20 are having midlife crises now. I said at the beginning of this ramble, which is already 3.5 minutes long, that life is meaningless. It was not a flippant assertion. I think it's absurd, the idea of seeking meaning in the set of circumstances that happens to exist after 13.8 billion years worth of unguided events. Leave it to humans to think the universe has a purpose for them. However, I am no nihilist. I'm not even a cynic. I am actually rather romantic. And here's my idea of romance. You will soon be dead. Life will sometimes seem long and tough, and God, it's tiring. And you will sometimes be happy and sometimes sad, and then you'll be old, and then you'll be dead. There is only one sensible thing to do with this empty existence, and that is fill it. Not fill it, fill it. And in my opinion, until I change...
Sorry. Did he say fill or feel? All of those sounded the same to me. Hold up. Did he mean not fillet? Fill it. I thought he was saying feel it or fill it. but I think I'm still a little confused.
And that is fill it. Not fill it, fill it. And in my opinion, until I change it, life is best filled by learning as much as you can about as much as you can, taking pride in whatever you're doing, having compassion, sharing ideas, running, being enthusiastic. And then there's love and travel and wine and sex and art and kids and giving and mountain climbing. But you know all that stuff already. It's an incredibly exciting thing, this one meaningless life of yours. Good luck, and thank you for indulging me.
Nice.
Chancellor.
Wait, what's happening? They also award him with the degree and they talk about him for a long time. Should we watch that too? Probably. Really quickly before we move into this part, I guess, though, that was a very powerful kind of last couple of minutes there when he was saying, don't panic. Oh gosh, I am very good at panicking sometimes. I think it's really easy to think about where you should be in life or what you haven't accomplished more than what you have accomplished. And I'm trying to be better at that. I do try and focus on the positive of what I've done with my life, right? That was a very good reminder, though. I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling of like, I don't think this is what I was supposed to be doing, or who knows if I could have been doing something better or achieved more of my potential, whatever it might be. And I do think that there is a big mindset too when it comes to people who are religious or have, I don't know, supernatural beliefs, maybe, who believe in God, basically, that you're here for a reason, that God has a plan for you, or the universe has a plan for you. I don't know how other people feel about that. But I do think that there is a lot of pressure and anxiety that comes with those kind of thoughts and feelings. That is something that I'm actually still shaking off. I think that some of that has really stayed with me from growing up religious, feeling like I have this duty or like preset potential that if I don't fulfill, I'm going to like let somebody down, let God down. That's a lot to take in, and that's a lot to let go of too when you've internalized that your whole life. So that was cool. That was a really, really good and very unique speech. I think that some of his ideas really go against like common societal mindsets, which, I mean, that's what we love about Tim Minchin, right? And others like him that we've reacted to on this channel that just open our minds and give us a different perspective than we've heard before. Love it. I think it's lovely. And I really want to focus on making prose more part of my life rather than, oh, I hate country music. I mean, that's one that I have. But things like that, I think that's really, really cool. People who say, oh, anything but this food or anything but this genre, I'm cool with. You might see that as, oh, I'm totally positive except for this one thing, so look how positive I am and everything else. But you're still just naming that one negative thing, which is still negative, I guess. Fascinating. That's just really cool. So anyway, let me know which one was your guys' favorite. I think a lot of them really struck me or made me think. But let's go ahead and watch the rest of this and see what else is in this video.
Tim Minchin is an Australian musician, composer, songwriter, actor, comedian, and writer. This understated description from Tim's self-penned profile sits in modest contrast to the comments of Tim Arthur, editor of Time Out, who wrote, "Tim Minchin is a genius, pure and simple. He is to musical comedy what Charles Darwin was to evolution.
That's awesome.
And what Einstein was to physics and mustaches. You'd be hard-pushed to find a more sublimely talented comedian, handsome, hysterical, and divinely musically gifted. Originally from Perth in WA, Tim, his wife...
You know what is so funny is I'm sure you could see that he wanted to say something. He wanted to say something when they said divinely gifted. Is that what, or divinely talented maybe? I just want to see what that was, because that is absolutely not how Tim Minchin thinks, which is hilarious.
Gifted.
Sorry.
Handsome, hysterical, and divinely musically gifted. Originally from Perth in WA, Tim, his wife Sarah, and their two children now live in London. He's part of a large and close-knit family and has always enjoyed their full support. Tim is an alumnus of Christchurch Grammar School and the University of Western Australia. He graduated from UWA in 1996 with a Bachelor of Arts in English and Theatre. In 1997, he was accepted into the West Australian Academy of Performing Arts, graduating with an advanced diploma of contemporary music in 1998.
Very cool. Okay.
Tim tells us that his career as a composer had its origins at Midnight Youth Theatre Company, where he wrote scores for several shows in his late teens.
I need to see Matilda still.
He also worked with WA Youth Theatre Company and wrote music and acted with the University Dramatic Society. He has been performing his unique brand of musical comedy in front of ever-growing audiences since starting out in South Melbourne's Butterfly Club in 2005. He won the Directors Award at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival for his breakout show Dark Side, and followed this later the same year with one of the most successful debut acts ever at the Edinburgh Fringe, winning the Perrier Award for Best Newcomer. Several awards have followed over the years, most recently the Best Supporting Actor in the 2013 What's on Stage Awards for his role in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, you guys have told me about that
Rock
one.
and Roll Nerd, a documentary about Tim's life as he rose from obscurity to celebrity between 2005 and 6, premiered at the Melbourne International Film Festival in July 2008 and was released on DVD in 2009. It was shown at the Australian Film Festival at the Barbican, London, in the same year. In 2010, Tim and Dennis Kelly were commissioned by the Royal Shakespeare Company to write Matilda the Musical, based on Roald Dahl's famous children's story. The show continues to run in London and New York and has won critical acclaim and a record 7 Olivier Awards.
I need to see it.
Tim has recently starred as drug-addled nudist Atticus Fetch in season 6 of Californication, as a furious Judas in the arena tour of Lloyd Webber's Jesus Christ Superstar, and as a befuddled Rosencrantz in the Sydney Theatre Company's production of Tom Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. He's currently writing a new stage musical and will soon start work on a musical feature film for DreamWorks Animation. Arguably, Tim is the best-known Australian live comedian in the world, having performed as a soloist at the Royal Albert Hall and at New York Town Hall. In Australia, he's performed sell-out shows at the Sydney Opera House, the Brisbane Powerhouse and His Majesty's Theatre Perth, and has performed at the Adelaide Fringe, the Adelaide Cabaret Festival, the Melbourne International Comedy Festival and the Big Laugh Festival in Sydney.
Nice.
Tim has released 4 live comedy albums, 5 DVDs, and his television and radio credits in the UK and Australia and the United States are numerous. His celebrated 9-minute beat poem, Storm, has been animated and premiered in London in October 2010. Made available to all on YouTube, the following year it has recorded in excess of 2 million hits. In 2010, Tim narrated Sean Tan's Oscar-winning film, The Lost Thing, an animated 15-minute short based on the children's book of the same name. Tim is an outspoken advocate of critical thinking, can't read music, as we heard, likes running, and cries if he watches movies on aeroplanes. He's patron of WA.
He probably hated that one because I'm sure that it depends on the movie and it might be like a couple of examples, but I don't know about that story. Who knows what's there, but that was kind of silly.
The Youth Theatre Company, the Prince's Foundation for Children and the Arts, and Roald Dahl's Marvellous Children's Charity. A record of Tim Minchin's achievements would not be complete without this tribute from the Melbourne Age. Simultaneously, an excellent stand-up comedian, a purveyor of physical comedy, an accomplished musician, and a lyricist of diabolical ingenuity. Witty, smart, and unabashedly offensive. Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you for conferral of the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters, Mr. Tim Minchin.
That's amazing. Very cool. He just like sounds good. I wonder what he said. What is he saying to him? Oh, they're so fun. He doesn't know what to do with himself. I love it. He's a performer, and he's like looking so awkward up there. I love that so much.
On behalf of this university, I confer the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters upon Timothy David Minchin.
Timothy. Wow. That is really, really cool. Is there anybody who doesn't like Tim Minchin? I don't know. I haven't come across anybody, but I think that I would be very concerned. I'm really grateful for people who inspire other people. That was a long list of awesome achievements. And Tim is just this like humble, like awkward guy who just accomplishes so much and just, I don't know, I guess makes everybody else feel normal too. It's refreshing. I guess let's just all keep doing our best, right? Just keep going. I love that he was like, you'll soon be dead. It is so funny. And it's very true. HailHeidi and I were actually talking about a song the other day. A lot of you probably know it. The please don't take this. Oh, shoot. How does it go? Fuck. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. And it's this guy talking about how all the things that he's received, including his girl, which is kind of odd, can also be taken away, like God could take that away. HailHeidi and I were kind of arguing about whether it's just a song about appreciating what you have and not taking things for granted, or being fearful that things are going to be taken away if he fucks up or something like that, and where that balance is. Because if we're so scared of meaning or fate or things like that, then how can we appreciate or just enjoy what we have right now? So that is something that I've been thinking about as well. And this definitely reminded me of that and added to things that I need to think about, I guess, because I can definitely be a worrier. I have a lot of anxiety in my family that has, I think, affected me a lot, and I'm trying to calm down from that. Hearing some just real down-to-earth advice is kind of nice and helpful for people like me, I think. So yeah, that was absolutely beautiful and strange and thought-provoking for sure. So let me know what you guys think. And thank you again for introducing me to Tim Minchin. It is so crazy to think about that I just had no idea who he was before this YouTube channel. What the heck? But thank you for the recommendation, as always. Let me know what else I should be watching on this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.